What's up, Commanders fans? Welcome back to Commanders HQ. Our team is on a mission to keep getting better, making moves to ensure we bring home more wins in 2025. And today, we have a major update that has the entire fan base buzzing. Deebo Samuel has officially landed in Washington, and the team just made a big announcement about his jersey number. Before we dive in, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our Commanders updates. Now, let's get into it. It's been nearly a week since the Washington Commanders pulled off a trade with the San Francisco 49ers, bringing in star wide receiver Deebo Samuel for a 2025 fifth-round pick. This was a huge acquisition for Washington, considering that before this trade, only Terry McLaurin and Luke McCaffrey were under contract at wide receiver for the upcoming season. Since then, the Commanders have re-signed KJ Osborne and Noah Brown, but lost Dyami Brown to the Jacksonville Jaguars and Olamide Zaccheaus to the Chicago Bears. With those changes, Deebo Samuel is expected to step in as the number 2 receiver alongside McLaurin, who has topped 1,000 yards in each of the last 5 seasons. On Tuesday, the team made an official announcement that likely had fans fired up. Deebo Samuel will wear number B1 in Washington. This is the same jersey number he wore during his college days at South Carolina, and also the number he switched to in his final season with the 49ers after previously wearing 19. This move fits exactly what head coach Dan Quinn said he was looking for at the NFL Combine before the trade happened. Quinn made it clear that he wanted aggressive, physical players who could attack defenses, and Deebo fits that mold perfectly. Washington's big moves are turning heads across the NFL. After their surprising NFC Championship run last season, the Commanders have quickly gone from underdogs to legitimate contenders. The team finished as the NFC's number 5 seed and pulled off playoff upsets against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Detroit Lions before falling to the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship game. That postseason success signaled that Washington was ready to take things to the next level, and the front office responded accordingly. Instead of just running it back, the Commanders went out and made bold moves to ensure they remain in contention. They pulled off trades for star left tackle Laremy Tunsil and wide receiver Deebo Samuel, 2 huge additions that will help Jaden Daniels continue his development in year 2. They also kept key veterans like Bobby Wagner and Zach Ertz to maintain leadership in the locker room. With all these moves, the Commanders have surged up the offseason power rankings. According to Pro Football Focus, Washington is now ranked 6th in the NFL, heading into the next phase of free agency and the draft. The Commanders' trajectory changed dramatically after just 1 season with Jaden Daniels at the helm, and they approached their offseason acquisitions with the same urgency to match their new contender status. While the defense remains a concern, after finishing 29th in EPA allowed per play, this year's draft class is full of potential defensive cornerstones. If the Commanders can address those deficiencies, they could be gearing up for a defining run in 2025. Despite all the excitement, there's still work to be done. While the offense is shaping up to be one of the most dynamic in the league, the defense remains an area of concern. The Commanders struggled defensively last season, finishing near the bottom of the league in efficiency. That's why addressing the defense will likely be the next big focus as we move closer to the NFL draft. The team did acquire star cornerback Marshawn Lattimore last season, which should help solidify the secondary. But outside of re-signing Wagner, Washington hasn't made many other major defensive moves in free agency. This means the Commanders could be eyeing defensive upgrades in the draft, or even making another splash signing before training camp. One name that has been linked to Washington in free agency is safety Damontae KZ, who played under Dan Quinn in Atlanta and had a career-best season in 2018 with 7 interceptions. Adding someone like Kazi would provide depth and versatility to a secondary that could use another playmaker. Daniels took the league by storm in 2024, leading the Commanders to an impressive playoff run. But if there was one area Washington needed to improve, it was the offensive line. Bringing in Tunsil, one of the best pass protectors in the NFL, is exactly what this team needed. As Bleacher Report writer Brad Gagnon put it, the Commanders were one of the surprise stories of 2024, thanks primarily to tremendous play from offensive Rookie of the Year quarterback Jaden Daniels. but they're smartly not resting on their laurels. Upgrading to a Pro Bowler on Daniels' blindside is exactly what was necessary if they want to keep the 2024 number 2 overall pick on the right track. This move gives Washington a dominant presence on the left side of the offensive line, ensuring Daniels has time to work his magic. Tunsil is widely considered one of the best pass blockers in the NFL, and his addition could be the key to unlocking an even more explosive Commanders offense. One of the biggest reasons this trade is being praised across the league is because of the cost. The Commanders acquired Tunsil for a second-round pick in 2026, along with a 3rd and 7th rounder in 2025. Given Tunsil's elite status at the position, this is an absolute bargain for Washington. Furthermore, the financial side of the deal makes it even sweeter. Gagnon also pointed out, Tunsil's $21.4 million 2025 salary cap hit is beyond reasonable for a team that had plenty of cap wiggle room to begin with. Even if the 30-year-old tackle does not sign an extension past 2026, Washington still gets an elite talent at a key position for multiple seasons without significantly compromising future financial flexibility. In other words, this move doesn't just help Washington in the short term. It also allows them to stay flexible with their roster building for the future. Whether Tunsil stays beyond 2026 or not, the Commanders made a high-value move that gives them a championship-caliber left tackle. Commanders continue to build a playoff-ready roster. This trade isn't happening in isolation. Washington has been aggressive in upgrading their roster this offseason. After an impressive 2024 campaign that saw them reach the NFC Championship game, the Commanders have made it clear they're not satisfied with just being a good team. They want to be great. Along with the Tunsil trade, Washington also made a splash by trading for star wide receiver Deebo Samuel. These moves send a clear message. The Commanders are in win-now mode, and they're serious about competing for a Super Bowl. With all the moves Washington has made this offseason, one big question remains. Are the Commanders officially Super Bowl contenders? The offense looks stacked with playmakers at every level. Jaden Daniels is coming off a fantastic rookie year, and the coaching staff led by Dan Quinn has proven they can get the most out of this team. The biggest hurdle will be improving the defense and making sure they don't take a step back after last year's impressive postseason run. What do you think, Commanders fans? Is Washington ready to make the jump and challenge for a Super Bowl in 2025? Do you love the addition of Deebo Samuel and the other offseason moves? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. HTTC.